With Chiron and Taurus, we subconsciously believe that what we have, whether it's material possessions or our beliefs or relationships or our sense of comfort, can be taken away just like that. Because we've likely had the experience in the past of losing something very unexpectedly, so it doesn't feel very safe to relax into our Taurus energy. We learned that there's no point in getting attached to things, that being in stillness is when loss is going to hit, and that fully enjoying our sensuality doesn't allow us to be vigilant. So we stopped trusting that stability or anything that we have is actually ours to keep. And that left us feeling like we cannot embody our Taurus traits. So in order to avoid that pain, we learned to perform another version of ourselves to make up for the lack of Taurus in us. There are two versions of ourselves that we might have learned to perform. The first is one of overcorrection, where we overcompensate to try to prove that we are indeed Taurus enough. We might accumulate a lot of possessions so that we don't ever have to run out. We might refuse to change our minds or plans so that we project this image of stability. We might refuse help so that people can't see how unstable we actually feel inside. We overcorrect to make sure that we're never going to be left with nothing again. Now, the second performance is one of avoidance, where we go the opposite direction and try to prove that it's totally unnecessary to be Taurus at all. We might dismiss our body's needs as unimportant. We might refuse to want anything nice for ourselves. We might say that we don't get attached to people or things just to avoid the risk of loss. We do this as a way to avoid the pain of loss altogether, because we can't lose what we don't have. When we overcorrect, we're constantly spending energy on defending what we have and trying to accumulate as much as possible. And there's no room to rest because being still means that something can be taken away. Now, when we're in avoidance mode, we're constantly spending energy on denying our own needs and refusing to settle into anything stable. Eventually, the costs add up and we start to feel exhausted and disconnected in a way that rest just doesn't heal. Now, these performances can feel like a very core part of our personality and might feel like it's very difficult to change because we've been doing them for so long. But we'll start to notice repeating patterns in our life that force us to look at our own Chiron placement and work through these wounds. We might keep self-sabotaging right when things start feeling stable, or experience health issues from overworking to build up our assets, or just notice how tense we feel when life starts to become more stable. The goal is to shift our perspective around how we see our own Taurus energy. For example, we might be scared of fully enjoying what we have because we're so scared of losing it. So we need to figure out a way to genuinely, truly enjoy what we have in the moment without needing those things to actually last. And once we do that, we immediately start integrating our Taurus energy in a much healthier way. And that is Chiron and Taurus. You can book a reading with me and we can work through any Chiron and Taurus themes in your life to help you make that shift. Or you can go and visit my Substack and read more about Chiron.